Hi, and welcome to the Presenter Mastery Podcast. I'm Lucas, CEO of Headgain and amateur speaker.
And I'm David J. Phillips, public speaking expert and founder.
Yeah, you are. And together, we're your weekly guides to unlocking the power of presentation skills. And in today's episode, we were asked, why Presenter Mastery? What drove us to the decision to launch this program? What have we done before? So I would like to just simply hand over to you a bit, David. You've been in the business of presentation skills coaching for 20-something years. Let's say it's 25, 26, 27. Not sure. It's a lot.
It's a lot. A couple of decades.
Yes. And in the end, decided to drill that all down and put it into one product.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's been a long journey, my man. It's been a long journey. And I guess to understand it, you need to know where I come from, which is that I really detest that a person's ability to communicate or not communicate defines more or less their outcome of their life. You know, a person who's great at communicating will get that job, they will get that partner, and they will hold on to that partner. They will be an amazing partner. They will be a great parent, probably. They will have a lot of friends, deep friendships, against that communication. And I think that's such an odd thing, really. But I also find that to be very unfair. And for some unknown reason, I've said this earlier on this podcast, my primary drive force in life is guilt. Sadly, because it's very hard. But I feel guilt of everybody. I feel the guilt of not being able to help everybody. I've literally got to stop watching news now and then because I feel the guilt of the world on my shoulders. It's such a weird driving force. This, however, led me to very early on, because of my parents' interest in communication and their ability to communicate. My father was like a genius, thoroughly. It just got me into the business very early on. That's a different story. But I did my first training in public speaking when I was, I think 19, 20, something like that. And I've done it ever since. Because when you teach a person how to present and communicate, it just impacts their life so much. So I've just kept on doing that. You know, I wrote my first book when around 20. I did my first courses. I changed the courses. I did level 1, level 2, level 3. I traveled the world. I did my TED Talks. They've reached 12 million people. I thought to myself, how can I reach even more people? I hadn't done social media. I started that 3 years ago. I think we've just passed like 220 million views accumulated on social media the last 3 years. We're literally reaching 250 million people through social media. This podcast, my new book, I wrote it, became the best-selling book in Sweden. It's now coming out into 32 languages, practically unheard of for a first book in that genre, because I care and I feel guilty because I find that more people need this knowledge, right? All of this at the end of the day accumulated to Presenter Mastery, where I wanted to create a product which can reach anyone. You know, you can sit in Australia, you can be in Miami, you can be in London, you can be in Singapore, and they can learn from what I've learned in my life, 26 years more specifically then. So that is, you know, I just wanted to create this optimal program because I was doing these, we're in the JP Manor today in Ramnäs in Västerås. We used to do training here for 10 people, for 15 people, but that's not enough. We need to reach way, way, way more people than that. So social media is kind of the free platform. There's so much stuff on YouTube, my TED Talks, But for those who want to learn more, who want to become proficient, who want that upside in life, who want that edge on life in their relationships, in their career, I wanted to create the ultimate product. And our aim, you're the CEO, I'm the founder, is to do what I've done with my previous products. We're the biggest on social media and public speaking. We're the biggest on the book specifically. My TED Talks are among the biggest. Presenter Mastery will become the biggest soul-powering product for people who want to become great at presenting and communicating. So that's my background. It's a sad power to drive you, guilt. I wish it wasn't, because it's very heavy to bear, but that's me.
Yeah, it sounds. I don't have that,
No.
but I can see how having whatever driving force a person may or may not have, it's having something to keep on, and the more powerful it is, I guess, the more you will strive to act upon the things that you want.
And especially pain is more powerful than pleasure. So I think, people who just have pleasure as their main driving force, like I'll earn this, I'll get this, I'll buy this. It's never as strong as those who are driven by pain.
Yeah, I'm curious. So now we are going to talk about presenter mastery, but opening up on this topic, there have been things that we've been doing before. I came into the company in 2020 in February, and that was just about when we launched JP University as a product. But even before that, there was other products that you had created. I know there was speaker training, and what was it more called?
Well, literally the first one I did was 6-7 years ago. I took a chap, flew down to Athens to record a proper training in rhetorical devices and speech. And we spent like 4 or 5 days just recording ourselves all over the place. We even smuggled in equipment to the, what's that called? The one in the middle of Athens, the
Parthenon? No.
The big cliff. Whatever.
I'm horrible.
I'm lost at words as well. All right. Anyway, there's this area in Athens where you're
not allowed.
You're not allowed to bring camera equipment. We smuggled it in through our clothes and all over the place. We were going to record this thing. We did that for 5 days, and it was spectacular, my man. Spectacular it was, until we got back and we listened to it in proper speakers, and there was a sound on every single recording, and it was these, what are they, grasshoppers?
Yeah, crickets.
Yeah, it was cricket season. And it was absolutely impossible to listen to any of the videos, and no filter could ever remove it in the world. So that project just was scrapped.
Oh, so it never even got...
Couldn't be published, man. Couldn't be published.
No. Is it still left somewhere?
No. These files exist somewhere.
Yeah, you never toss anything, so I mean...
Rarely. At least like digitally.
Yeah.
I live a very minimalistic life when it comes to stuff, but digitally I save a lot. Yeah, so that moved into speaker rating, which was the first product, which I saw that there was an opportunity for analyzing speakers. So we built that platform. Not the right thing either. So then
the platform was analyzing speakers, and if I understood it, be the independent organ for saying this is a good or not so good delivery, and these are the exact skills that you have, giving points. Basically.
Yeah. So speakers could become like diamond, gold, silver, platinum, bronze, and so on.
Some liked it, but for the majority of speakers, it was maybe...
Well, the thing was that the only people who actually liked it were the ones that were good. Like the ones that were good and wanted to become better. If you were bad and wanted to become better, you didn't like it. It was only those who were good and wanted to become better. So if I analyzed the speaker and I saw them deliver and they were great, and I gave them, hey, you are a diamond. You could become a platinum. They loved it. But as soon as you had a speaker, had it as a profession, but they got rated as a silver, but you could become platinum, they went like, oh, I don't trust this, I hate this shit. Yeah. Because they were simply, the truth was thrown into their face, and that was disliked. Yeah. Therefore, there was just, and this, like, just focusing on professional speakers is quite a slim target group as well. So I took that, and I thought to myself, all right, let's broaden this. And we recorded so much material. Courses for death by PowerPoint, for how to avoid death by video conference, for mindset, 110 steps. I think I recorded over 500 videos and called it JP University. And that then included the analysis and all the content. However, it turned out that there was a university in India with the name of JP University who wanted their domain back, more or less.
Yeah.
So we're like, shite. Let's rebrand every single video, because obviously I said JP University in practically every video as well.
You did.
So we then renamed it Headgain, which is the company's name today as well. But I tried to build my own LMS, and that software was clunky and very hard to manage. So we didn't, it was, we couldn't build a mobile friendly version of it and so on. So I had to scrap that, which was, that I think I plowed in like $1 million into that platform. And it was my baby. So just going, nah, skip this, let's do something else. So that's almost literally where you came in as the CEO of Headgain, where your task was to kind of redo it all, and you redid it. And the platforms you're using now are?
Well, now we're hosting all of our content on Teachable.
On Teachable?
Yes.
And the forum where people talk to each other?
It's called School. It's owned by Sam Ovens. Alex Ramosi just invested in it. So I think that people will more and more see the School forum being used.
Yeah.
It's a really good platform just for the engagement, to be able to host all of the coaching calls, to do polls, whatever you want to do. You can even use it specifically to host your entire curriculum if you want to. Now we don't, because we have separate and different reasons for doing the way we're doing it. But yeah, I like both of those. Really.
Yeah, so that's what we are. So today our focus is what we're good at, which is delivery skills and presentations and teaching people that. And the software is let to somebody else. And I won't invest another $1 million in creating a new software platform. That was tedious and a lot of hard work. So that's where we are at today. That is presenter mastery. It took us about 7 years to get here. There were literally 4 or 5 iterations. I have torn so much hair off my head. I've got a gray beard these days, You really can't go like, this is my one solution. This is what's going to happen. It's iterations. But this, what we have now, wow. Yeah. I cannot see this changing.
No, I mean, the analysis from speaker rating has been part of the offer all along. Yeah. And it's something that people really see value in. It's the analysis is basically, for those that know it, the 110 steps module. If you haven't seen it, you wonder listening to this, what is the 110 steps? What are you talking about? Go see the TED Talk. Search for it. It's called 110
Steps of Excellent Communication.
Yes, correct. It's on YouTube. It's David's TED Talk. Brilliant. It takes all of those 110 skills that people use or don't use on stage and breaks it down in an analysis where you pinpoint a person's specific skills, give them a number. So this is your score. These are the skills that you're really good at. These are the skills that you personally need to work on, so that you get your personalized growth plan from it.
And it's an insane difference. I coached a lot of people previous to creating this model. And I remember as a coach, it was almost like fumbling a little bit in the dark. I met my client on the 1st of February. I looked at them. I gave them a couple of tips. I looked at them again, maybe 14th of February. I gave them some more tips. But it was never systematic or structured. So the coaching was erratic, more to say, or to say the least. And it is for most coaches who don't have a system. So the system here is these 110 individual skills. So this time, 1st of February, I look at the person and I go, okay, out of these 110, you are absolutely excellent in 30. We don't even have to go close to them. There are 20 which you're not even close to today. You do not use them. They're not part of your repertoire. We won't go to those just yet. But there's 60 skills here which you are okay at. Okay. So out of these 60, which are the most important ones? And the most important ones are the mother skills. And we went through that in a previous episode, mother skills, impact 20, 10, 20 other skills. So out of these 60, I as a coach, I pick the mother skills and I give that to that person. And their growth is times 3, times 4 compared to traditional coaching. It is just revolutionary. You grow faster, pinpointed, yeah, it's such a big difference. It's insane. Yeah, so the program actually starts with that. If you want to, you can send in a video of yourself, and one of our coaches will go through every single one of the 110 skills and pinpoint exactly your skills. And just by that analysis, you will grow more than any other feedback you've received in public speaking. Literally, like at least 99%. Yeah, so that's the first step.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people, most do that analysis to begin with, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been doing this analysis gives you the answer, right?
Yeah.
You've been feeling, you come into a coaching program because you realize something is off in your communication, whether it's your body language, whether it's your voice, something is off. You're not using the stories correctly. Get that analyzed and just have it on paper. Like, this is my score. And now I can go on. Yeah. It makes it so much easier to, as you say, where do I need to focus?
Yes.
And just get that growth potential. Get those first wins out of the way so you feel the momentum in your growth, in your coming plan.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's where it starts.
Yeah, correct. And then moving into all of the other stuff, the other courses that developed along the way, used in JP University, used in Headgain as the platform as it was at the time. We re-recorded everything. Yeah. And you took best of digital and best of your in-person events, right? Mm-hmm. So you had public speaking 1, 2, and 3. And then we created levels 1, 2, and 3 as an online course for you to just dive in, but with the same bite-sized mindset for learning as we had from Headgain.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I think that's 20 hours.
Yeah, it's between, I won't swear to a number, I don't have it in my head. I think it's between 15 to 20 hours of content, yeah, correct.
So yeah, somewhere close to 20 hours of just highly professional studio content on public speaking. It will give you like every single answer that you're looking for when it comes to presentations, communication. Like, how do I start? How do I end? How do I grab attention? How do I hold attention? How do I build dopamine? How do I tell a story? How do I build a PowerPoint? How do I succeed in my video meetings? How do I become absolutely brilliant on stage? How do I talk? How do I speak? How do I command the rhetorical devices? You know, just everything is in there that you may ever need. But the thing is then, what you do with your 110 steps analysis is that you know what to pinpoint, right? It's just not 20 hours. I have to go from A to Z.
No.
You know that, I have to look at this module, I'll look at this module, I'll look at this module. Well done, because, well, time is a constraint today, so we want to go faster.
Yep.
But let's just give an insight. I want to give one tip per content level.
Yep.
So we have the levels, 1, 2, 3. And I'll say everyone that goes through like the first level will be the best presenter in the company, or like top 5 presenter in the company. It is that good. If you go through level 2, you'll definitely be the best one in the company and one of the best on stage. If you want to become truly world-class, go through level 3 as well. All these 3 levels are also divided into 3 content levels, and that is delivery, and it is content, and it's mindset. Okay? Kind of forcing a name change on Lucas here because it's called presenter today. I wanted to become mindset. Anyhow, it makes more sense in this case. Yeah. So we have. Let's have a look at those. Let's have a look at one example from each. First, the analysis. Right. So something that a lot of people have as a mother skill is skill 45. So you get feedback that, hey, you're lacking in skill 45, which is functional gestures, which means that using your hands to amplify what you're saying. That means that when you say 5, you show 5 fingers. When you show come, you show the sign of come closer to me. When you say stop, you show stop. When you say declining, you draw a declining curve. You use your hands to amplify what you're saying. This is massive. Like, this mother skill impacts up to 20 other skills, depending on the person. It impacts your voice, it impacts your posture, it impacts your language. It's just insane. Okay? So that's one example of the analysis. I'd say that about 30% get that feedback. Skill 45, improve it. And then let's go for content. Okay. Like just a short tidbit from content. There's so much material. Wow, it's crazy. But the one I like the best is, I think spices is probably the best tool of all. So the biggest mistake anyone can do when presenting is just using PowerPoint. That sucks. That's the biggest mistake you can do when it comes to content. A presentation is built up of blocks. So that means that you start with a question to the audience, maybe do raise of hands. Then you pull up the flip chart and you draw something. Then you show a slide in PowerPoint. Then you tell a story. Then you do another raise of hands. Then you draw on the flip chart again. Now you sit down in a chair and you give another story. And now you bring up some props that you've prepared. And then you end with a PowerPoint slide. That's a presentation, right? So in the course, you get the entire chart, which is 136 different variations. And you get, I think you get a video as well describing describing how that works and how that's used.
We haven't included it, but there is inside the community.
Yeah,
there was such a demand for it.
Oh yeah.
So our community created 136 videos for the Spice Rack.
Oh, that's crazy. We're such an active community. I love it. All right, but that's content. So that's an example of content. Let's go for the next module, which is delivery. And one of my favorite skills in delivery is how you use a functional gesture. So when you show the number 5, you can do that in various ways. So you can adapt size, pace, and distinction. Right, so if you and I try that now, if you put out your hand and then you say January, February, March. So a lot of people are pretty sloppy in this. So they go January, February, March. They're sloppy. The gesture is small and it's usually too quick. So let's try to make it more distinct. January, February, March. Now make it bigger. January, February, March. Now make it slower. January, February. No. March. Yeah. And you can literally feel how your own confidence builds up by the control that you have of your body language. It's amazing. Just those 3 skills in executing gestures. So that's part of delivery. And then the last one is mindset. So just to give an insight into that, most of our content is based on the neuroscience or biochemistry of a human being. So when we talk about mindset, we talk about which kind of cocktail do you want in your brain of neurosubstances. So would you ever need endorphins? Endorphins makes you more positive, more open, and more social, and funnier. So when would you need that mindset? Well, usually when I have a client who's called me up and they say, hey, you're going to do a keynote after dinner, then I know they'll be semi-drunk and I'll have to be even more funny than I normally am in a keynote, yeah? So before that, I know that I have to change my mindset. It doesn't matter if I've been stuck in the car for 4 hours or whatever. Before I go up on that stage, I go into the bathroom, I lock the door, I sit down in the toilet, and I laugh hysterically at absolutely nothing for 30 seconds. And I come out of that, and I've filled myself with endorphins because laughter creates endorphins. So I have changed my mindset in 30 seconds, making myself more open, more positive, more social, and more funnier. Now when I walk out on stage, I'm the person they need me to be. That is an example of changing your mindset. And there are 7 or 8 of these neurosubstances, which we talk about, which you can alternate within 30 seconds to be the person you need to be on that stage, in the meeting, at home, when you come home, when you communicate, when you're with your friends, whatever. You are not just a set of mindset. You can adapt you can and should adapt your mindset depending on the situation. Yeah, so that's an example from all 4 of those categories.
Yep.
But content recorded. Doesn't matter how professional, how much studio it's in there. We've done that before. That was the last version. That was the Headgain and the JP University. We changed a big thing for presenter mastery. And that is, what do we do live? Like 5, 6, 7 times a month?
It's between, correct, so 6, 7 or 8, yeah. It depends on the month and number of weeks and days of a month. But in February, I think we had 7 lives. There were 1 presenter practice. Yeah. Basically, you cannot practice public speaking without the public.
And that's live through video, so Zoom.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a session over the course of a month. We do 4 types of calls. We do masterclasses with you. We do a presenter practice, which is where we practice speaking in group settings. You get to present a specific topic for that day. You get feedback from the group. You get to feedback on others so that you grow as a presenter. You also have the presenter lab, which is our come together, bring us your pain, as we say in the program. But it's really, if you are having a presentation problem, it's, I don't know how to build out this slide, or I'm not sure which story would fit into this. I'm having this corporate meeting this Friday. Please, I need help. Those kinds of questions where you get direct access to our team and we help you in that setting. And then we have, I'm missing one.
Mindset.
So presenter mindset with Maria, where it's twice per month, where we go through all of that, which is in the mindset module. So we talk about endorphins, we talk about rules, we talk about self-leadership, all of that, so that you get consistent help. Because we know that speaking in front of larger audiences or speaking in front of a small team, it's different for each person, but nervousness is a big part of public speaking. And we fix that. We help you become confident in any communicative environment.
Yep. There we go. So live, Zoom, like between 1 to 3 hours. You can log on and you can stay as long as you want to. But the beauty of this, we're doing one this evening. And it's going to be specifically on storytelling. And it's going to be, I think, in about 3 hours in the studio here. So we're going to just change things around a bit. But anyhow, people will be logging in from everywhere around the world. Yeah. And then I'm going to take them through exercises on storytelling, where I break them out into groups of 3, groups of 4, where they get to practice their various storytelling techniques and get feedback from each other. And then live feedback. I'll pick out a couple of people who I give live feedback to, just for people to understand and connect what shouldn't be done. But, the interactivity, working with other people from other lines of business, from other worlds, we are building such a network of people who are hanging out. We had a bunch who even went to the Netherlands who just met up. They're becoming true friends through this program, and it is life-altering. And these live Zoom sessions is just mind-blowing. They have superseded my expectation of what was possible. They are better than live sessions where you're in like a room with 10 people, because people feel comfortable. So when you do the exercise now, you're actually at home. So you're in a safe space. So it's easier to do the exercise. But when you're in a room with 10 new people and I'm there and everybody's looking, there's a certain pressure to that. So it's somehow the context makes this more efficient than physical training. And also the thing is that, as soon as you've done the live session, you can deep dive into some recorded material. If you still got stuff to think about or talk about, you go into the forum to school and you get to talk with everybody. You get to upload your videos. You get feedback from each other. I am so proud of this program. It just brings me to tears sometimes to see the results it's creating for people.
I really like one story. I think it's Mille inside the program. If I remember it correctly, she came into the program really wanting to learn more about public speaking, to be comfortable in her setting. And then I know she shared a post where she did a presentation at her work, and suddenly she was asked to do delivery presentation training at the office, because they realized this is so good. We need more people to actually learn this. So I'm really curious to where this all goes. We've been doing this for 1.5 years.
Yeah,
we're continuing to do it in this setting, but I'm so excited to see, because this is where we ended up after 7 years. Where are we in 7 years?
Yeah.
Where is this program going? Where is presentation skills for people going? Because I see there's so many people inside, they're leaders in large corporate organizations who feel either not comfortable doing larger keynotes where you actually have to. It's about engaging your employees. It's about getting buy-in to, these are the goals for this year's, and we need to do this. And not just say we need to do this, not just push, but actually get engagement to feel and know exactly how to build that presentation.
Indeed. Oh, absolutely. Just yesterday, I think it was, Alexander, who's one of our head coaches, sent me the finale video. So participants can send in an initial video and then a finale video and get a diploma. And he sent me Camilla's. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Yeah, I have.
But that literally stopped time for me. When I looked at her, that change she's made during the program, that brought me to tears as well. Gave me goosebumps. It is a changed person. In the first video, a little bit stumbling, a little bit uncertain, a little bit insecure, content-wise, delivery-wise, mindset-wise. In this final video that she has recorded, she's the queen. She owns that. She's doing stories, metaphors, delivery, mindset. It's not the same person. It is the same person, because finally she will be appreciated for who she actually is. Because before she wasn't able to communicate that. She was still the same person, but now she's able to communicate her ideas, her visions. She wasn't before, and she would have been held back for the rest of her life. Just seeing that, it's wow. So thank you for commanding this company and this organization. And there's 10 of us in it now, right?
I think we're actually 13.
13 now. Yeah, so AIM is a dominant program in the world when it comes to presentation skills training.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. It's been interesting walking down the path of what has happened before. Yes, and what we're currently doing. And for you as a listener, I understand, if this is the program that you're interested in, we always leave the link in the show notes. It's presentermastery.com/apply. That's where you get the information that we've been going through. If you're interested in this program, you apply to it. The thing is with our program is that we don't let anyone in, because we want to make sure that everyone in the program...
Everyone in, not anyone in. That's a direct translation.
Yes, correct. No one gets it.
That's a Swedish translation to English.
You're 100%.
We don't let everyone in.
Yes, correct, because we want to keep the integrity of the program.
Yeah.
And it's very important to us, because this is a place where you say people can be vulnerable. So you need to feel comfortable in what you're doing, and you want to be able to give as much as you receive.
Yeah.
It's a very special group, and I'm so proud of the results that we are starting to get out of the program.
Incredible. Yeah. Truly.
Yes.
All right.
Right. Thank you.
I am off to my office to prepare for this evening's
going to be
storytelling coaching session. It's going to be amazing.
All right. Thank you for listening.
Take care. Bye-bye.